Hello, I'm Peter Milburn with Sportsman's Warehouse, and today I'm going to talk to you about the proper sizing of waders and how important it is that you do size your waders properly so that you're going to get the most out of your waders. You're going to get the most wear out of them, and you're going to get the best benefit and the most comfort while you're out there fishing or hunting or whatever your experience might be. So there's two types of waders out there. There's boot foot waders, in other words, waders that already have the boot attached to them. And then there is stocking foot waders, which means there is no boot attached, it's merely a stocking foot, and you're going to need an external boot or shoe to go with this pair of waders. The sizing is different depending on the two types of waders. An inexpensive wader like this PVC wader, which is about the lowest price wader you can get, it's made out of nylon and PVC, doesn't have the durability of some of your breathable waders or your neoprene waders, but it's very inexpensive. And it's a boot foot wader. This wader, the sizing on this is based upon your foot size with some minor alterations. In a low cost wader like this, you don't have a lot of choice. If you have a size 10 foot, you're going to get a size 10 wader. If you have a size 11, you're going to get a size 11 wader. And if you tend to be a little bit more stout than another person or skinnier than another person, you're kind of going to be stuck with an average wader. If you are a very large fellow, you might not even be able to get into this pair of waders just because the body of this wader is going to be one size fits all. And so it's not going to fit your really husky gentleman, and it's not going to really fit comfortably on a really skinny person. So an inexpensive wader is not going to offer you as many options as a more expensive wader. Now, if you get into a more expensive wader such as this is a boot foot breathable wader. Not only does it come in sizes of your foot, you're going to want to get the proper size for your foot, like this is a size 12, but it also has body type sizing for the upper part of the wader. In other words, you would have a 12 stout would be for a more, a more rotund type person. And there's also, you could have like a size 12 tall, which would be somebody who maybe is 6'7" and has a size 12 foot would need a size 12 tall wader so that the inseam would be proper for that person. And then that's kind of where the wader sizing goes in boot foot waders is you'll have talls and stouts. You might have two extra stout in some of the more expensive brands. In the cheaper brands, you're basically going to have a stout or a tall. Your more expensive brands, like I said, you could have a two extra stout, extra tall, that kind of thing. A little more sizing opportunity in your more expensive wader versus your less expensive wader. Now, on a boot foot wader, or a stocking foot wader, excuse me, the one advantage now over the modern breathable stocking foot waders is almost all of them now have a wading cuff built right into the wader, so it's attached. So you don't have the problem they used to have 10 years ago of you constantly losing your wading cuffs and having to go buy another pair of wading cuffs because you lost one of your wading cuffs, you left it on the roof of your car or whatever. But these waders offer you a great size comparison. You can get all kinds of sizes in these waders. You'll get anywhere from small shorts to small talls to small stouts, medium tall, medium stout, medium short, medium extra stout. So there's a lot of variety with your modern breathable waders and your modern neoprene waders. The important thing to remember when you're sizing your wader is the foot size is important because, say, a medium wader generally will not go, the stocking foot portion of the wader will not exceed size 10. And so even if you might be a smaller person with a large foot, you might actually have to go into like a short, large, with a thin diameter to get the stocking part of the foot the right size for you. The other thing you need to worry about is your inseam. You need to have these measurements when you're thinking about a wader. You need your foot size, your inseam, your waist, and your chest size, because all of these measurements equate into the modern stocking foot waders. And you will have a sizing chart, even if you buy your waders online, if you have those numbers in mind, you look at the sizing charts, they'll hopefully, wherever you're looking, will have the actual inch dimensions also, as well as like extra large or extra small or stout or whatever their sizing, they might call the sizing, they generally will have an inch description along with that. And so if you're, say, like me, an average gentleman, not particularly large, not particularly, tall, average foot size, 9.5, I wear a medium, almost any of the brands, a medium stocking foot waiter will fit me almost perfectly in any brand, because my foot is the right size for the stocking foot. I got a normal body build. I'm only about 170 pounds. My inseam is about 31 inches. Normally, a medium will go to about a 32-inch inseam on the waiter. And a medium is usually for a person anywhere from 5'6" to about 5'10". Okay, if you're taller than 5'10", you're going to probably have to go to either a medium tall if you're slender, or a large waiter if you're going to be taller than about 5'10". If you're extremely short, maybe you're 5'5" or 5'6", small foot size, you're going to want a small size waiter. For kids and women, same thing. You want to look at the size of the feet along with the body size and go smaller. Now, one thing to remember about with breathable waiters, it's really important to get that waiter as close to fitting you perfectly as possible. The reason is breathable waiters can wear if they rub back and forth on each other. And a lot of times there'll be seams on the insides of the waiters, and if those seams are rubbing as you're walking because your waiters are too large or baggy, they can actually wear very rapidly on those seam lines, and you'll end up with your waiters leaking. Okay? Neoprene waiters, on the other hand, they tend to, because of the elasticity of the neoprene, they tend to fit a little bit tighter because of the stretch allowed in them. And so you usually don't have the wear factor of them rubbing together as you're walking, unless you're a very, very large person. So on the breathable waiters, you really want to make sure, if you're not comfortable with the sizing, ordering them online, by all means go to a store or go to a Sportsman's Warehouse near you and try the waiters on before you actually purchase them. I've been selling waiters for a long time. I've been fishing and hunting for a long time. And so I can generally look at a customer when they come in, and almost instantaneously on looking at them, I know what size waiter will fit them best. But that may not be your experience in dealing with other people, so ask to try that waiter on and make sure you physically put it on. Take the socks or the wading shoes you might have with you, if you already have wading shoes, and try those waiters on before you purchase them. And then you're going to have the best experience possible on sizing your waiters. Thank you, and have a great time experiencing your new waiters.